Hey everyone, welcome back to the 4th episode of the SRS Guardian in SSF. Last episode was all about preparation and this episode about progression, mostly by killing various bosses. Let's dive in. After doing my last Synthesis Maven Witnessed map, I do her invitation. This can be pretty rough, but with multi-strike support and running this without mods, I don't have any issues here. It is another Atlas point as well. Doing breach events, I keep dropping the Chosen for a Skin of the Lords, which is a fun Gamba item, and then it is already time for the Maven. Melee Splash is removed, multi-strike goes in, and with the gear that you saw last time, this is the damage output. It's very solid actually. I think you're looking at around 5 million DPS at least. Combine that however with being block capped, having decent armor, good movement speed, and this fight suddenly is a lot more manageable compared to, let's say, a Deadeye that gets one shot by every single Maven ability. The Cascade of Pain I can just face tank as I am blocking 78% of those bolts. Calling Strike from the Forest Warrior helps a lot as well with getting through the phases quicker. The bosses in the intermittent phases can screw you over as they are random bosses, but for me it was fine really. The only time it gets a little dicey is when I don't realize the memory game already started, but I still managed to complete it. And then in the phase after I do so much damage that she doesn't transition into another memory game while all the beams are trying to hit me. Arn's Anguish drops, which is a great build enabler, just not for me, and that is another Voidstone added to the collection. Me and my map runners have gathered enough fragments to do 2 Elder and 2 Shaper fights. The Elder fight with minions is very easy, because minions do seek out all of those portals. I feel strong enough to have the Maven witness these fights straight away. The loot is more interesting than the fight I feel in this case. The first Elder I don't get much except his orb. The second Elder I get the amulet and an Orb of Dominance. It's a free despair curse, which is fun, but not for me once again. And then there's the Shaper. Here is a bit of his single target damage, but here as well it is not a hard fight. It is a long fight mostly. The loot from the first Shaper are his gloves, and the second Shaper drops his boots. I get lucky on all the fragments, meaning it's time for the Uber Elder, which is still a pretty tough fight I feel. It can be at least. But I just do so much damage already and I can fully focus on all the mechanics while my minions remove a bunch of stuff from the health bar. The portal phase is a breeze for them as well. I do get one shot, I think by Elder Tentacles here, and I definitely can't tank Shaper slams or beams or too many balls. There is a lot in this fight that actively tries to kill you, but my minions return that favor with close to permanent uptime DPS, really showcasing why minions, in my case SRS, are so good at this type of content. The one death you saw is the only death of the fight. I get a very nice reward in fact, the Indie Gaunt no less, and about 10 seconds later also the Voidstone. Up next, another favorite of mine, Maven Witnessed and all because I'm aiming to take down the Feared at some point too. It is the Cortex map. Typically, great experience, good loot from the trash, and I think a pretty fun boss fight. I can apparently tank the slam of the Gargantuan, although I wasn't planning on it. The other bosses are a lot less deadly, typically speaking. I still suffer from a very rough internet connection, but that's really the hardest challenge I'm facing here. The boss itself, not too difficult. I get the shield, which is not for me. A favorite map slot. I finish the trash and it is on to the next fight. That next fight isn't fought by me, but by my map runners, bringing home tons of goodies, and in particular Glassblower's baubles, but also a 20% quality convocation, a great amethyst ring, an opalescent oil, even a darkness enthroned. I didn't know they could do this, but in case you're not impressed, how about a 97% darkness enthroned, or a hungry loop, or a 20% quality skitterbot. These guys really bring home all sorts of stuff that I can use. I drop a new wand with decent minion stats, I color the wand, craft a trigger on it and replace elemental weakness with punishment. I think it is the better curse. I gathered enough diff cards for my first Skin of the Lords. These colors won't work, but if you get lucky and you gamble a usable SRS chest, you're in business. I turn in all Agnarod's staves for a map, which to this date I have yet to run. I run the Elder Slayer, get a Woke added Cold Gem, drop the Putrid Cloister, do some more tree crafting, I've primarily started to focus on Foulborn uniques for now because I think those are just the most fun. I'm building up my collection, I'm continuing my underground activities as well, which become more and more lucrative the deeper you delve. I fish for the last remaining unique maps using scouting reports. I can't see shit anymore thanks to these new icons, by the way. I get Doriani's map, which is pretty rare, although with comprehensive scouting reports they do roll a lot, at least for me this time. I don't think it is an achievement, but still, I run it anyway, with this as the result. I think that's decent for a Righteous Fire character or a chieftain in general. I got so many quality gems that I turn all of those in that I don't need for some Gemcutter's prisms. A few times actually, that's how many I have. I spent them on my flash offering for extra offering effect, summon Raging Spirits for extra summons, and both of my awakened support gems I take to 20% quality. I get a Vaal temple from a Vaal side area, is my favorite map. I run for my life out of a fortress, drop an incandescent heart, which I may end up using. I drop the Coward's Trail, corrupt 2 unique gloves, and I hit the Elemental Weakness curse, so that is a good piece for the Animate Guardian. Now he just needs +1 curse, but I'll get that later. I decided to replace my flasks with high item level versions and good rolls one last time. These are pretty significant upgrades. I automate them of course, put all the baubles I have on them, and these are now also done for the rest of the run. A Voidborn Reliquary provides nothing. I find a 27% quality life flask and a +1 max frenzy charges southbound. I craft bleed immunity on the flask using beast crafting, taking care of the bleeding as well. Another tree crafting session to work on my Foulborn collection, and I drop a 6-linked Dancing Dervish Foulborn with added lightning damage on it, which I find quite interesting. These new uniques just offer so many options and I want to try them all out, but in SSF that is not easy. I will try, and I will also try to make some videos about it. I get a good amount of currency as well, drop an Impulsa from my high fortress, get to 12 challenges, keep delving whenever I have more sulfite, my raised specters in the offhand reach level 20, I quality my last flask up to 20%, I fish for more unique maps and get my second Twilight Temple. I already ran the sunny side and now I'm doing the moon side. The boss drops his guaranteed unique shield, and if you combine both guaranteed drops and sell them with a fusing to the vendor, you get the Magna Eclipses, which I think is not a bad shield. Just again, not for me, but you may not know that you can do this. It's time to check if those leveled gems led to anything, but unfortunately, after corrupting them all, I get nothing. It's okay, I get 6 more Ray Spectre gems. Better luck next time. It's time to take on another boss, Maven witnessed once more, and this time it is Sirus. Many people hate this fight, but I really like it actually. I think this is a great fight and even more chaotic with the Maven Witness, or so you would think, but actually this fight isn't much more difficult at all. Partly because I think I do a ton of damage at this point, so he phases pretty much instantly, but I don't think the Maven creates a copy of Sirus, because that would wipe almost all characters. So instead she seems to be mostly just doing her own abilities, the slow, some balls, healing, that sort of thing. That's pretty easy to overcome, and as far as I can tell, Sirus is otherwise the exact same fight, which bodes well for the feared. I'm happy with this single target DPS, it's very solid. I get his orb, plus the Gamba gloves, and as per usual, these gloves pretty much instantly brick, but I keep telling myself that one day I will get something good out of these. I randomly decide to complete a few challenges, like this one for side quests, or this one for minor pantheons completed, and then I engage with some ghastly eye jewel crafting. And what I realized is that a pretty decent way to do this is to fish for a high tier roll using alteration orbs, and then use a Foulborn orb of augmentation to guarantee another high tier affix. This works surprisingly well. In this case, I use a regular regal, I hit life, and this is a very decent minion jewel. The same routine here for flat damage, blind on hit, and attributes. Flat gold, Gale's res, and flat fizz. Here I'm getting lucky on regular currency and I hit both blind and taunt on a single jewel, which is amazing. Flat fizz, leech, and flat fire. Attack and cast speed, flat fire, and with a Foulborn regal I hit high life, flat fire, blind, and flat lightning. And I end up with a bunch of good candidates for a slam. Like this one, although it doesn't work out. Maybe this one, and it is the jackpot. blind, taunt, and massive flat damage. The next slam is a fluke, but it's still a great jewel. Next one, jackpot. Next one, pretty good. I do need dexterity after all, and I think you get the idea. I make sure to put the best ones in my belt, those with life and flat damage, and the other ones I distribute in the Atlas passive tree. This is a huge upgrade, and all you need is some basic currency and Foulborn currency, so spec the tree so you get plenty of it. I find a bone ring from my map runners, prompting me to think about some ring upgrades as well. I saved up a good number of them. Before that though, I give the blood price to my animate guardian, meaning he will take off 8% of monster health instantly. I throw a few minion essences at this fractured ring, and I'm pretty happy with the result. It just needs a bit of life for myself, some fixing of resistances on other pieces, and then it is okay for now. Looking at my second ring, this is not great either, and by putting in this amethyst ring instead, it is yet another upgrade. I tend to do these upgrades all in one go, so that I have to fix my resistances only once, and not for every single piece at a time. It makes upgrading a lot easier in SSF, although the trade-off is that you sometimes wait a bit with actual doing the upgrades. I use 20% quality on purity of elements for another 5% elemental resistances. I had some tattoos lying around from the Lost in Transit, so I slot in reduced curse effect and life regeneration. I respect the tree to the one that people and streamers and stuff use to get mage bloods. I didn't get one yet, but just you wait guys. I am getting a lot of fun uniques though, including this lion eyes jewel and an astral projector, plus a bunch of grafts which I want to improve on. This hardening ul graft is really good, as is this flamecaller exhaust craft. These provide a molten shell-like ability and covered in ash pyres on attack, respectively. At level 96 or so, I finally decide to unlock the Harvest Horticrafting station. That's how much I like Harvest. I have plenty of juice from the map runners, but I realized I had no way to use it because that station wasn't in my hideout. And I want to use the station so I can use the Caster craft on an Al-Hasmin or Hunter influenced chest, which guarantees +1 curse. And I give that to the animate guardian so he can apply that elemental weakness curse from his gloves from before, and I can apply punishment on the same target. I run my first tier 17 map, but I nullify all the prefixes using a scarab of bifurcation, making the map significantly easier. Unfortunately, it still doesn't save me from a few pretty obnoxious moments during Uber-Katarina. I hate this fight with a passion, and so does my experience bar. It's a rough fight, that's for sure. Imagine there are 4 prefixes on this thing. It is absolutely ridiculous still, those tier 17 modifiers if you ask me. You're not asking me, but I'm telling you anyway. Good thing you can also see what is going on here with everything being green, including my SRS. That is my bad, sure, but still. Anyway, I do defeat her. I have plenty of damage after all. I unlock the 6th map slot, that is why I was here, and she drops this beauty. That's a pretty insane item. I'm not going to use that right now. I'm not sure I can fit this in the build, like I have no idea how I would be able to lose 4 sockets, but you know, it's completely a broken item and maybe I'll figure out something. Back in Ritual, I encounter a perfect Primal Thunderbird. That is a permanent grace aura plus occasional lightning exposure. It will become part of my army and start making weird noises. I realize Hive-Brain glands can also drop from the mysterious womb gifts. Ritual provides 4 divines for 4000 favor. I test out the jewel crafting on the tree, but apparently it doesn't give abyss jewels, only normal ones. Back to map runners, they bring home a Wrathpit glove, pretty cool. I'm collecting more and more materials from Delve to get into some fossil crafting, and I'm planning to create a few +1 or maybe even a +2 minion item, but first I need a bunch of materials. This however, plus the Egan questline and the Feared that I am still working on at the moment of writing, you will see in the next video. I'm not super fast, I'm also just enjoying the game without necessarily making a ton of progress, every once in a while at least, so subscribe if you don't want to miss the next episode. Like and share the video, that really helps a lot. Thanks for watching and making it to the end. Love you all, see you soon, bye bye.